Hey guys, it's Graham over here at therecordingrevolution.com. Hope you're having a wonderful and happy new year. This is the beginning of a 5-part, probably, video series on the One Song, 1 Month Challenge. If you haven't read the simple post over at therecordingrevolution.com, it sort of explains what we're doing there a little bit better. But today we're going to just jump in to laying down your first idea for a song, getting it into Pro Tools, and starting the creative process, okay? If you're following along in a different DAW or maybe Pro Tools version 8, it looks a little bit different. The same principles apply, okay? So here we are. I have a blank session in Pro Tools. And what I need to do is get a track into this song. Okay, you can do that from the track menu, track new, or you can use the key command Shift Command N or Shift or Control N on a PC. And it brings up the dialog box, and we want one mono audio track because I'm going to lay down an acoustic guitar track, and that's how I write my songs. So if you're a keyboard player, you may lay down a keyboard part, so you might have your keyboard plugged in stereo, then you would probably choose stereo track here. Or if you're using MIDI, you can do that. But one mono audio track should do it. There it is. And I'm just going to call it something a little more memorable, acoustic. And that'll help when I'm actually recording audio. The files will be named appropriately. And then what I need to do is just make sure that I can hear my acoustic. I've got a microphone in front of my acoustic guitar plugged into my audio interface, so I want to make sure I have the right input. You go up here to input, choose interface, and these are all the inputs available to you. You may have fewer than this or more. Just choose the one where your mic is plugged in. I know my mic is plugged into 8.1. And then record, enable the track, and then let's see if we can hear it. Great, there it is. So now the first thing I like to do real quick is set up the right tempo with a click track so that I know the right tempo to play along to. Clicks help me stay in time, help me use loops later, and make editing much easier. So we're going to create a new track, track new, or Shift Command N, and this time we're going to create a mono aux input. This is a type of track that allows you to put plugins or effects you're going to route things to, but you don't actually record audio to an aux track. So I'm going to call this click. Makes sense. And I'm going to flip over to my mix window. I choose Window, Mix, or Command or Control equals. So flip between your two windows. Again, that's why I love Pro Tools. Only two windows. Makes it easy. And there's the same two tracks that we see over in the edit window. Just they look like faders. And up here at the top, I'm going to put in a plugin. I'm going to choose Plugin, Instrument, Click. All right, if I press play, there's our click track. Perfect. Flip back to the mix window, edit window. Now I just need to get the tempo set correctly because it defaults to 120 beats per minute, and I don't think that's the tempo of my song. I don't actually know, but I'm going to show you how to find that out. We want to open up the transport window. That is Window, Transport. Pretty simple, huh? Or the shortcut is Command or Control 1. It'll probably bring it up. If you don't see the MIDI counter or MIDI controls on the right, simply go up to View, Transport, and make sure that MIDI controls is checked. If it's unchecked, it'll look like that. View, Transport, MIDI controls. It reveals all these things. These are really helpful for metronome information and for setting a tempo for your song. You're going to want to uncheck the conductor track for now, and this is where you can see the current tempo, 120. If I type in 80, enter, you can hear it slows down. So this is where you change the tempo, and you can grab the slider too and make it really fast or really slow. But I don't know the tempo of my song, so what I'm going to do is use the tap for tempo command. So if you click in here and it's highlighted, and then in Pro Tools you take the letter T on your keyboard and you just tap it to the tempo. So if I think my tempo is 92. There you go. I didn't know my tempo was 92, but tapping it into Pro Tools tells me. And now, of course, you can play along and think, you know what, 92 is actually just a hair too fast, and then you can take it down to 90, let's say. and you're good to go. But at least it gets you really close to that tempo in your head. And that's it. You've got a track ready. You've got a click track set to the tempo you need. We are ready to record some acoustic guitar for this song. Again, we're starting from scratch. So I'm going to get rid of this window. I'm going to come up here to my record ready button, hit that, and we're going to lay down some acoustic. There we go. And now we have the main acoustic part laid down. Real simple. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and double this. What I like to do is open up a separate track and just re-record the exact same thing. So I'm going to Shift Command N, and I'm going to click Create one more mono audio track. I'm going to double click it and call Acoustic 2. And I'm just recreating the same kind of track. I want the same input. That's where my microphone's plugged in. And I don't need to record enable that, but I do need to record enable the second one. And I'll pull the volume down of the first one a bit, pan it left, and that way I can just hear primarily this, the second acoustic. So let's try that. Alright, and there's our second audio track. So they're both acoustic tracks. We can bring up the volume, option click, and I can pan that right, and we can take a listen. There they are. Nice and full, simple, and that is it. I've got my main riff down. If I knew more of the song, or if I had it already written, I would lay it down now, but honestly, that's all I got for you. And that's as simple as it is to get your idea into Pro Tools. You've got the tempo set, and it looks like not much right now, but pretty soon this is going to be a full-fledged song. So stick around for the following videos. We're going to dive into laying down drums and loops and MIDI instruments, virtual instruments, editing and basic mixing, and getting this thing ready for the web. All right, so this will be a once-a-week thing for the month of January, a 1 month, 1 song challenge. Hope you guys join us over at therecordingrevolution.com. Post any comments or questions you have there on these posts. I'll be more than happy to answer them, and I look forward to hearing you guys' songs in a month. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.